and economic system that is all inclusive. We're doing restructuring, health, education, agriculture, and tourism and culture. But they will stand on this pillar so that Nigeria can dig itself out of this self-inflicted.
So you wouldn't have a focus as should you be elected as president? Are you going to have a major focus?
There's going to be all of these issues are going to be addressed simultaneously because one cannot stand without the other. You cannot have electricity if you want to bring in investors that will take us from 3,000 megawatts of electricity to 24,000, and they cannot even move around the country because of crime, Boko Haram and insecurity. You cannot have an economy that is working without electricity. You cannot have farmers take their produce from farm to market without infrastructure. So you cannot have employment without doing all of these things, jobs. You can't create jobs. The last time I came on your show, I broke down how we're going to create 5 million jobs. Since then, we have found out that we can actually do 7 million jobs. But you can't be done by people who have no ideas.
You talk about power, and that's a major one.
Absolutely.
A lot of people will understand how energy can transform an economy.
Absolutely.
You talk about transforming the power sector.
Yes.
Some of the ideas you put forward here look so much like some kind of magical powers that you have.
You tell me one that you think is magical there that we cannot achieve.
You should tell Nigerians how you hope to achieve it.
Because you mentioned it, but let me go there with you. How do we, as a country, live on 3,000 megawatts of electricity? That's not enough to even power the subway system in New York. We're wasting our time. We have 200 million people in this country. No one of them can go to bed switching on their bulb. But switching on and off a bulb is not power. It's powering the productive sector that makes a difference. And what we're saying is that, look, there is an opportunity for renewable energy in this world now.
That's what you're going to tap into.
You will tap into it, and that will give us immediately 4,500 megawatts of electricity. Just sunshine. Okay. And you can do that by creating solar farms in the northern part of the country. They just did it in Egypt. They are doing it in Morocco. They are going to be doing that in Tunisia. Tunisia and Morocco are going to be selling power to France and Malta very soon. We are here struggling with 3,000 megawatts of electricity because we have moribund distribution system. This will be broken down in mini grids so that even ordinary Nigerians can get into the business of selling power.
You know the bottlenecks around the legality on power transmission. And are you bothered that why has it been so difficult for several governments to fix power in Nigeria over the past few decades?
With due respect, and I've seen this categorically, having been around Nigeria's life, political life for 29 years. We have not had what can be called a government in this country. I'm telling you, there has not been a government. You just have people who are in position of power doing trial and error. And this is based upon my little education, my travel experiences, and my exposure as someone who has been around here and been elsewhere. No government here. We should elect a government for the first time, starting from next year. People who know how to run governments. And that's what we're about, and that's what we are bringing into this country.
The average people, those who will not stay in their houses to tweet and say stuff online,
yes.
Those who really go out to vote, you know them.
Yes.
Are they hearing you?
Yeah.
Are they connecting with you?
I mean, look, maybe last week you probably saw a video of me in President Buhari's hometown, Daura. Those ones are not on Twitter. Even if they want to be on Twitter, they can't be because there's no electricity there. We breezed into the place at about 8 p.m. and they were following us. They told us that Buhari has failed them. That is Daura. This is not Ondo State now. I also traveled to Kazwari, in Jigawa State. We went to a border town in Zamfara. We went to Kwara Namoda. In that border town, we discovered the reason why we don't have a border. There's just one stick across, and there are immigration officials there. We filmed all of this. And these people are not on Twitter. They are not on Facebook. But they want to climb out of poverty. They are desperate. They are poor. They are looking for
Are they promising you that they're going to vote for you?
Of course. They are promising votes. But we hope they will allow their votes to count. Because it doesn't look like this government wants to have elections.
Let's talk about, why do you say so?
Well, they have not seen the preparation on their side. that shows that they want to. It's 75 days. Nobody is talking. Nobody is campaigning. Nobody is putting out anything out there to show that they're ready. We are the only ones who are out there campaigning. We are the only ones who have done. Even NTA reported that we are the first to go to Kano to have an open rally since.
What was the acceptance like for you?
It was great. It was reported on NTA for the first time, surprisingly.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about other issues. Security is a major one, and is one of the three S that you put on the table. We have issues in the northeastern region of the country. We have issues within the north central region of the country.
Yes.
You talked about using technology to fight corruption. Are you also looking at technology in fighting insecurity in Nigeria?
Absolutely. I think some of the ideas we were talking about it's already been borrowed by. You probably read in the newspaper 3 days ago. The government is now saying that they are deploying drones to fight Boko Haram. That should have happened some 7 years ago when Boko Haram started. It has become a technology not only to fight but to gather intelligence, to do surveillance. We can do the same with the so-called herdsmen. There are drones that can fly, civilian drones that can fly at 10,000 meters above the ground, or 10,000 feet above the ground and monitor you without you being able to shoot at them. And they can collect intelligence. But we don't have anyone. The only drone we have in the country is a political drone. When Jonathan was in power, he commissioned it. When Buhari came, they changed the paint on it. He commissioned it. That's the only political drone we have in Nigeria. We need real leadership in all the sectors to fight against insecurity. But you need people who have digital experience, digital knowledge of how the current world is working, not people who are living in the past.
Mr. Sowore,
yes.
Let's bring this conversation home. Yes. Just in one sentence, tell us how this will pan out, this presidential election. How will it pan out?
I'm completely happy and excited that Nigerians are catching up with the need for this election to be in 2 ways. One, for it to be a ballot election, and also to be a referendum, and a revolutionary one for that matter, to put an end to a series of failed leaders and government who continue to represent themselves for position of authority when they haven't delivered. We need to change the face of governance in this country. We need to have government that works for the people, and we need Nigerians to bond together and send a strong message, a strong revolutionary message that we want to cut off from the past completely. We don't want people who have been responsible for creating the horrible condition that we are in now to continue to be rewarded with social or political promotion. And the moment we do that, we will break free.
Presidential candidate of the AAC, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, it's a pleasure having you again.
Thank you so much for bringing me.
We'll monitor your campaigns, and as it progresses, we wish you all the best in the coming days.
Thank you.
Up next on the program, we'll take a breather, and when we come back, we shall be talking about the Electoral Act Amendment Bill and the reasons President Muhammadu Buhari has not signed it into law. We'll break the issues down for you on the program. Join us again, everyone.